Hi everyone! So in this video I want to talk to you about a Kindle book, or rather a NetGalley book that I'm about to start reading, and that is What Happens in France by Wyer. This is an adult contemporary romance that I picked up on NetGalley on a complete whim because there was a pug on the cover. That's the only reason I've picked this book up, and the only things I know about it is that it has a social media star dog in it. There's a girl in it who wants to find her sister, I think, because her father's had a stroke, and so she really wants to reunite the family. And there's some sort of TV show that she goes on. That's all I know. So on Goodreads, this book has got an average rating of 4.1, and it's got 145 ratings. So there's not many ratings overall, but that's not bad even for 145. I'm going to say right now that I'll end up giving this book 4 stars. I'm going to predict 4 stars for this book. We'll have to wait and see, obviously. The purpose of these videos is for me to talk about the book beforehand, tell you what my expectations are. Then if there's any sort of bits where I feel the need to film throughout my reading experience, I will do that too. And then obviously at the end I will do a review. I want to keep these videos, unless otherwise stated, as spoiler free. So if you haven't read this book, you will not be spoiled by watching this video unless I say so later. So that's my prediction. I'm going to start reading this tonight in bed, and I just wanted to get this first stage of the video down, basically. Bring on the reading. Hi everyone, so last night I finished What Happens in France by Wyer. And wow, just wow. I think I predicted, you'd know because you've just watched the first clip, but I think I predicted that I'd give this book 4 stars. I gave it 5 stars. I received this book from the publishers via NetGalley. It is a book that I requested on a complete whim. And it's probably one of the best books I've ever picked up on a complete whim. To give you a more accurate idea of the plot now that I've finished it, Bryony is looking for her lost sister Hannah because she ran away when she was just 16 and Bryony was 6. We're now flashing forwards 30 years because Bryony is 36 and Hannah is about to turn 46. So, first of all, I want to quickly mention that I did have a few issues with this book. One being that I didn't necessarily feel like people were acting the age that they were meant to be. Bryony didn't feel 36 to me in a lot of this book. I'm not too far off 36 myself, I'm 33. So I kind of have some sort of level of understanding that even when you're older, you still act young and all that kind of thing, but I just couldn't visualise her as a 36-year-old. She was very much kind of more like 21, 22 to me, except for in kind of the smartness and the fact that she's like this really kind of respected, smart teacher. Yeah, it was something that bothered me, but at the same time I couldn't drop a star because there were so many other wonderful things about this book. So the first quarter to a third of this book you spend in England, and something that really helped pull me in was it wasn't just anywhere in England, it was actually Derby. I live near Derby, so I know the area really well, and it all just I felt represented. I don't think I've ever read a book about an area that I live in before. It was just so refreshing to see. It's so easy to just set these books in the typical places. No one ever thinks of the lesser known places. So I'm going to say this right now, if you know of any books set in Derby, please recommend them to me in the comments down below, because I would really love to check more books out that are set around the area that I live. So yeah, that was already kind of a winning point for me anyway. The storyline along with it of her wanting to find her sister was just really wonderful, because there's so much more backstory to their whole family situation, and also to Bryony's health as a child, which links again to her obsessive level of trying to find a sister. It was just so clever. As I mentioned in my clip earlier, there is a social media star pug. The cover makes it just look like a normal pug. The book, it's a black pug. Now, I adore pugs. I've loved pugs for maybe the last 6 or 7 years. I've wanted a pug. And so I've not just wanted any pug though, I've wanted a black pug. So the fact that this book was set near where I live, it got a black pug in it, which is a dog I want. I was like, oh my God, this book is for me. So it was getting another winning point for that. On top of that, all the characters that you meet when Bryony is kind of applying for this game show, it's just wonderful. You also get an insight into the actual game show itself and how it works and how everything is played out. That is really fun. There's a little romance thrown in. That is adorable too. And then also you kind of get a little bit of a sense of what famous people can be really like, because the presenter of the TV show is a bit of a, I don't want to swear, so I'm just not going to end that sentence. He's an awful person. And I feel like that was nice to see, because obviously people kind of put celebrities on a pedestal and they don't ever really properly know them. And obviously some of them are wonderful, but some of them, they've got this persona going on and they're universally loved, and actually they're just complete a-holes. So it was nice to see that side of things. Again, in the author's note, she mentioned that she actually applied to go on game shows just so she could get like an idea of the interview process and how things worked and what the filming would be like and things like that. So I just feel like this book, for such a fun book, has so many layers. It's so well researched, and I can't even begin to explain how much I love this book. 5 stars all the way. I've probably missed out many things that I wanted to say about this book, but at the same time, I could just stand there gushing forever about how wonderful they are, how all the characters are just so... You've got unique characters, don't get me wrong, but they're so not necessarily what they are stereotyped to be at first. There's so much more dimension to them, and they're just really thought out, and I felt like at the end of the book that this game show had really existed, and I'm not done with these characters, and hopefully the author isn't either. I would really love to see a sequel to this book. I don't want to let them go. It was that kind of book, and so I have to recommend this to anyone that wants a quick, fun but different read that is like an adult contemporary, but at the same time it's just got so many layers and it's got a bit of mystery in it. And I will say that the book trolled me. There was quite a lot of the book where I thought I'd figured out who and where her sister was. I was very wrong, so there's that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this review. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe by clicking the image of me if you want to see more book reviews and other bookish content from me, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.